Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin are two of the world's most talked about leaders. Their relationship was once described as a bromance, but in President Trump's second term, that warmth appears to have faded. The war in Ukraine has cast a long shadow, bringing sanctions, sharp words, and growing distrust into the picture. As all eyes turn to Alaska, their first face-to-face meeting in years will test whether this relationship can be revived or if it's destined to cool even further. Here's more on the complicated relationship between these two men.
It began long before Donald Trump even entered the White House. In 2007, as a private citizen, he praised Vladimir Putin's leadership. By 2016, as a presidential candidate, he repeatedly complimented Putin, even saying they would get along very well. Once in office, the two leaders shared what some call bromance, meeting 6 times, mostly on the sidelines of international events. In one meeting in Helsinki in 2018, Trump publicly sided with Putin over U.S. intelligence on election meddling in 2016, stunning many at home and abroad. Even after leaving office, the two leaders reportedly kept up their friendly relationship. But then came the Ukraine war. Despite Russia's 2022 invasion, Trump described Putin in positive terms, even calling him smart, and claimed the war would never have happened if he were president. Fast forward to last year. During his campaign trail, he boasted he could settle the conflict in 24 hours. But after returning to the White House this January, the relationship began to fray, though not immediately. In February, things reportedly looked favorable for Putin when Trump had a blow-up with Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House. The two leaders then also spoke on the phone.
No, we had a great call, and it lasted for a long time, over an hour this morning. I also had with President Zelensky a very good call after that. And I think we're on the way to getting peace, I think.
In late March, Trump still spoke of trusting Putin when it came to hopes for a ceasefire. But as Russian strikes escalated, his frustration grew. Trump posted a public and personal plea in April saying, "Vladimir, stop."
I didn't like last night. I wasn't happy with it. And we're in the midst of talking peace, and missiles were fired. And I was not happy with it.
Then in May, he wrote on social media that Putin had gone absolutely crazy. In the following month, he described the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine as a bloodbath, comparing it to 2 children fighting in a park.
Sometimes you're better off letting them fight for a while and then pulling them apart.
Putin, meanwhile, kept his tone warm, saying he had great respect for Trump and added he was willing to meet him.
I have great respect for the current U.S. president. He has gone a very difficult, complex, and unsafe path to return to power in the White House.
Fast forward to last month. Tensions peaked quickly. Trump said he was not happy with Putin and was considering additional sanctions on Moscow.
We get a lot of bullshit thrown at us by Putin, for you want to know the truth. He's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
He then decided to send Patriot missiles to Ukraine, saying Putin talked nice but then bombed everyone in the evening. He then gave Moscow 50 days to reach a ceasefire or face sanctions. That deadline was eventually cut to 10 days. Then earlier this month, Trump announced he would meet Putin in Alaska. He described the summit as really a feel-out meeting to test Putin's readiness for peace.
This is really a feel-out meeting, a little bit. And President Putin invited me to get involved. He wants to get involved. I believe he wants to get it over with.
But then on Wednesday, he warned the Russian president of very severe consequences if he decided to block peace in Ukraine. So as the clock ticks down to their face-to-face meeting in Alaska on Friday, both leaders enter the room with a long, complicated history, from praise to clashes. What began as a bromance will be tested again, only this time against the backdrop of war, sanctions, and global pressure to deliver peace.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktur
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakarjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Kali radikali.
Japanese,
$4
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.